I'm Journey, and I learned the hard way that some people collect loyalty the way others collect art, to display when it's convenient. Journey, close the door behind you. Marcus didn't look up from his laptop when I walked into his office. Tuesday morning, 9:15, lines already down. What's going on? I need you to do something unconventional this weekend. There's a development summit in Scottsdale. I'm presenting the waterfront project to Anson Callaway. Okay, I'll prep your materials tonight. I need you to come with me. As my wife. I actually laughed. What? Anson Callaway is traditional, family-oriented, recently widowed with a daughter. He values working with stable, committed people, and I told him I was married. Why would you tell him that? Because he asked, and I needed the meeting. Now I need you to make it believable for one weekend. You'll have your own room. We attend dinners, smile, play supportive, close $12 million. I'll give you $5,000 as a bonus. Marcus, this is creative problem solving, unless you're not cut out for this industry. That's how we did it. Made refusing feel like failure. Fine. One weekend. Perfect. Pack business casual and something nice for dinners. We leave Friday morning. The resort clerk smiled at us like we were honeymooners. Mr. and Mrs. Donovan, welcome to Desert Canyon. We have you in our sunset villa, king bed, private terrace, complimentary champagne. Actually, I started, we requested... Marcus's hand clamped on my arm. The king is perfect. My wife is particular about room details, aren't you, honey? Sure, I said, watching the clerk hand over 2 key cards. Enjoy your stay. In the elevator, I turned to him. You said separate rooms. I said you'd have your own hotel room. This villa has plenty of space. There's one bed. Sleep on the terrace, lounger. I don't care. But we can't have separate rooms when Anson might see us coming and going. Use your head, Journey. When we got inside, I dropped both our bags. He'd handed them to me in the car. This isn't what we agreed to. We agreed to make this convincing. Now unpack. Dinner's at 7 and he's bringing his daughter. What's her name? Bryn. 7 years old. Lost her mother last year. Don't bring it up unless he does. I'm not an idiot. Then stop acting like one. Anson Callaway had kind eyes and a handshake that felt honest. His daughter Bryn wore a blue dress that looked expensive and sad at the same time. So you're the mysterious wife, Anson said, smiling at me. Marcus keeps his personal life very quiet. Journey prefers staying behind the scenes, Marcus said, his hand landing on my shoulder. She's brilliant with operations, but terrible with attention. That's not... She's humble, too. Can't take a compliment to save her life, Anson laughed. Bryn was studying me seriously. Do you sleep in the same bed? Bryn asked. Bryn, Anson said gently. It's okay, Marcus said. Yes, sweetheart, we do. Can't sleep without her, actually. I felt my face burn. Should we order? Bryn always asks about sleeping arrangements when we travel, Anson explained. She read somewhere that sleep is important for brain health. Very important, Bryn confirmed. What would you ladies like to drink? The waiter asked. She'll have the Pinot Grigio, Marcus said. I'll take scotch, neat. Actually, I'd like... The Pinot Grigio is excellent here, trust me. Anson watched this exchange with a slight smile. My wife used to order for me too. Said I'd just get the same burger every time if she didn't intervene. Exactly, Marcus said. Some people need gentle guidance. I'm sitting right here, I said. And looking beautiful doing it. Marcus squeezed my hand. His grip was too tight. After Bryn ordered chicken fingers and fell asleep against Anson's shoulder halfway through dinner, the conversation shifted. You two remind me of what I had, Anson said quietly. That partnership. It's rare to see it this balanced. Balanced? I said. The way you support each other, finish each other's thoughts. It's what I'm looking for in business too, that kind of trust. We'd love to have you visit our home in Seattle, Marcus said. Journey makes an incredible cioppino. We could discuss the waterfront project somewhere more relaxed. I'd never made cioppino in my life. We didn't have a home together. I'd like that, Anson said. Bryn needs to see healthy relationships, stability. How long have you two been together? He asked. 4 years, Marcus said without hesitation. Met at a conference in Portland. Journey was presenting on sustainable development. I'd never presented at any conference. I'd attended one in Portland as Marcus's note-taker. What drew you to her? Anson asked him directly. Marcus's eyes locked on mine. Warning. She's driven, he said. She knows what she wants. That's diplomatic, Anson laughed. What really drew you to her? I guess her dedication. She'd stay late, come in early. I thought someone that committed would make a good partner. And has she? Better than I expected. Marcus's smile was possessive. She's being modest again. Journey's taught me patience. I'm better because of her. Walking back to the villa, I waited until we were alone in the elevator. You're interested in him. Don't be ridiculous. You are. This isn't just about the deal anymore. What I do after the deal closes is irrelevant to you. It's relevant when you're using me to audition for his business partner. I'm using you to close a $12 million deal for $5,000, unless you'd prefer to renegotiate. The elevator doors opened. He walked out first. And Journey? Tomorrow at breakfast, try to seem more natural. You're too stiff. He's going to think something's wrong. Something is wrong. Nothing's wrong except your attitude. Fix it. Saturday was golf, which I don't play. Marcus invented a story about my wrist injury from tennis. I'd never played tennis. What level did you play at? Anson asked while we rode in the cart. College club, Marcus answered. She was competitive. Still is when she needs to be. I'm right here, I said. I can talk. Of course you can, honey. I'm just helping since you're always so modest. At the turn, Anson bought us waters from the beverage cart. So, Journey, what do you do when Marcus is traveling for work? Must be lonely. She comes with me most of the time, Marcus interrupted. We're a package deal, aren't we? Sure. She doesn't sound sure, Anson said, his smile kind but his eyes curious. She's just tired. Late night unpacking. You know how it is. Actually, I said, I stay home and work on my own projects. Marcus's jaw clenched. Minor freelance stuff. Nothing serious. What kind of projects? Anson asked. Research, documentation, things I find interesting. That's wonderful. Having your own interest is important in a partnership. I think so too, I said, looking directly at Marcus. Sunday morning was his presentation. I'd spent 3 years researching every detail of that waterfront project. I designed half the slides. My name appeared nowhere. This is impressive, Anson said afterward. The environmental impact assessment alone. Where'd you source this data? Extensive fieldwork, Marcus said smoothly. Nights, weekends. When you're passionate about a project, you make time. I'd done that fieldwork. I'd spent 6 weekends collecting water samples. My wife and I look forward to celebrating with you in Seattle, Marcus said, shaking his hand. Looking forward to it, Anson replied. Monday afternoon, my office phone rang. Unknown number. Journey, this is Anson Calloway. I hope it's okay I got your number from Marcus's office directory. My stomach dropped. Is everything all right? More than all right. I wanted to ask you something without putting you on the spot in front of Marcus. When Bryn and I visit in 2 weeks, would you mind if I brought flowers for your home? I want to make a good impression. Anson, we need to talk. Is something wrong? Marcus and I aren't married. We don't live together. He asked me to pretend for the weekend to close the deal. I'm his assistant. That's all I am. The silence stretched so long I thought the call had dropped. Anson? I appreciate your honesty. I need to think about this. I'll be in touch. He wasn't. 3 days later, Marcus called me into his office. Same chair, same closed door, different energy. Anson pulled out of the deal. I know. You told him. He called me directly. He thought we lived together. He was going to show up at a house that doesn't exist with flowers for a marriage that's fake. What was I supposed to do? Play the role I paid you to play. For how long? 2 weeks? 2 months? Until he partnered with you based on a lie? You destroyed a $12 million deal because you couldn't handle 2 more weeks of pretend. I destroyed a lie. You know what you are, Journey? Ungrateful. I gave you opportunities. You gave me your leftovers and called it opportunity. I gave you a career path, experience, access to investors you'd never meet otherwise. You gave me nothing with my name on it. Because you haven't earned having your name on anything. Your support staff. That's all you'll ever be with this attitude. Then fire me. Oh, I will. And I'll make sure every firm in this city knows exactly why. Breach of contract, sabotage, professional misconduct. I was your assistant, not your actress. You were whatever I needed you to be. That's how this works. Now get out. He did exactly what he promised. 3 companies I'd applied to sent rejections within a week. A recruiter I'd worked with stopped returning emails. I called a number I found in Marcus's old contacts. Leela Hayes, assistant from 2 years ago. Hello? Leela, this is Journey. I worked for Marcus Donovan. I found your information in his files and I need to ask you something. Did he fire you? How did you know? Because he fires everyone eventually. What did he blame you for? Sabotaging a deal. What did he blame you for? Leaking confidential information to a competitor. Except I didn't. He just needed someone to blame when his own pitch failed. Did he ever ask you to do anything unusual? You mean like pretend to be his fiancé at a charity gala? Yeah, he did. My blood went cold. He's done this before? Twice that I know of. Once with me, once with the assistant before me. He finds investors who value family, invents a relationship, uses us as props. Then, when it's over, he discards us. Why didn't you warn anyone? Who'd believe me? He's brilliant at making himself look like the victim. I tried telling my next employer. They called him for a reference. Guess how that went? I'm sorry. Don't be sorry. Be smart. Document everything. But I still had Anson's number. Anson, it's Journey. Can we meet? Not about business. About Marcus. We met at a coffee shop near his hotel. Bryn was with a sitter. Why did you tell me? He asked first. Because you seemed like someone who values honesty, and because he would have kept lying. What do you want from me? Nothing. I want to show you something. I pulled out my laptop. Emails where Marcus forwarded my research as his own. Project files with my name removed from authorship. Messages from other former assistants he'd burned. He's done this before? 6 assistants in 5 years. Same pattern. Use their work, take credit, destroy them when they push back. This email from Leela Hayes. Can I contact her? I'll give you her number. She'll tell you the same thing. Different investor, same scam. Why are you showing me this? Because he'll do it again. Different investor, different assistant, same con. Unless people know who he actually is. Anson scrolled through the documents. His jaw tightened. What would you need to make that happen? He asked. Visibility. People who'll ask questions. I know 3 other investors he's pitched to. Gerald Moss, Patricia Chen, someone named Tiago Cardoso. Would that help? Yes. He made the introductions. I showed them everything. They started digging. Patricia found a waterfront development Marcus had claimed as solo work. The primary architect was threatening legal action over credit disputes. I almost partnered with him last year, Patricia said during our call. He showed me this incredible housing proposal. You're saying he didn't design it? His assistant did. Woman named Rachel Torres. Worked for him for 8 months before Marcus fired her for performance issues. Do you have Rachel's contact information? I do. Word travels fast in our industry. Within 2 months, Marcus lost 3 major clients. His partnership at Crestline got quietly restructured to junior status. That $5,000 bonus he promised? I filed a wage claim, included our text exchanges. 1. Anson offered me a project coordinator position with his firm. Real salary, real title. My name on my work. Why would you hire me after everything? I asked him. Because you told me the truth when lying would have been easier. That's the kind of person I want on my team. I cost you a deal. You saved me from a partnership built on fiction. I'd say we're even. Last week I saw Marcus at an industry mixer. A potential client approached him. Marcus Donovan? I'm David Kent. I've heard impressive things. All true, I hope, he said, extending his hand. Tell me about your team, David said. I work independently now. More efficient that way. So it's just you? No support staff? I prefer direct control over all project elements. Interesting. Most firms our size need at least 3 coordinators. How do you manage the workload? Careful time management, strategic prioritization. Right. And the Anderson Heights project. I heard there were some questions about authorship. His smile froze. Minor misunderstanding. All resolved. Resolved how? Internally, through proper channels. I see. Well, I'll think about it. He moved on within minutes. Another potential client approached, younger, enthusiastic. Mr. Donovan, I'm excited to potentially work together. Your reputation for innovative design is exactly what we need. Thank you. What's your timeline? 6 months for initial proposals. We'd need a full team, though. Project manager, environmental consultant, community liaison. I can handle all of that. Yourself? I've managed larger projects solo. Can you provide references from those projects, specifically from team members? Marcus's expression flickered. I'll have my office sending those over. Perfect. Looking forward to it. He walked away. Marcus pulled out his phone, typed something, deleted it, typed again. Marcus saw me watching from across the room. Something cracked in his expression. Recognition, maybe anger, maybe something closer to fear. Then he turned away, already scanning for the next mark. I didn't feel triumphant. I felt tired. But I also felt visible again, like my work finally had my name attached. Anson appeared beside me with 2 glasses of champagne. You okay? He asked. Yeah, just watching history repeat itself. Except this time people are asking questions. Because of you. Because of you. I just made introductions. Here's what keeps me up at night, though. If you knew your boss was about to ask someone else to play the same role I did, to pretend, to erase themselves, to become someone's prop, would you warn them? Or would you let them make their own choice about what they're willing to trade for money?